Police in Alaska make another attempt today to reach the site of an avalanche that trapped 3 skiers.
The 3 men, all with ties to the Mankato area, are believed to have died after being buried in snow. Alaska state troopers released the identities of all 3 today. Dave Linder of Florida was part owner of Radio Mankato. Charles Eppert of Big Fork, Montana, grew up in Mankato and attended Gustavus Adolphus College. And Jeremy Leaf, also of Minnesota. The avalanche happened Tuesday afternoon after a helicopter delivered skiers to a backcountry peak in the Chugach Mountains. The 3 skiers were caught in that avalanche and estimated to be buried under more than 40 feet of snow.